Well, Bravehearts, welcome to the Ladies Pelvic Restoration course. Sandra May gets to step in for Lorraine, so I'm quite excited about that. We have a very lovely Cheryl Serta with us. She is a practitioner in Northern California, so we are very happy that Cheryl has come along in the team. And I am just going to be her support today because I haven't been on the pelvic restoration course. We do have a plan of what we want to talk about and the questions that we want to pose, but I'm just going to turn this back to Cheryl. I'm going to get logged on so that we can check if you have any live questions, because as Doc at Detox is, we're here for you. You matter and your questions matter. So let's let it roll, ladies. Cheryl, how are you doing? It's our first time together.
Well, as you know, I'm actually a master practitioner now. So I finished my third course. So I'm a master practitioner in the whole life coach and in the Wolf non-surgical. And now I'm helping Lorraine teach the pelvic restoration and disease prevention. So one of the things that Lorraine and I are always talking about is how important the intestine is to a woman's health. Well, it's not just a woman's health. Let's be clear. It is everybody's health, but especially for women, because we have all of our very important organs sitting inside that gorgeous pelvic bowl. So here you have your uterus, you've got your ovaries, you've got your bladder. And so if you have any kind of inflammation, if your diet isn't something that is clean, then you are creating an enormous amount of inflammation. And what happens in our intestines when we get inflamed, besides unbelievable gas, right? We'll have women complain that they are always bloating after they eat. Well, that's a telltale sign. That means you're not digesting food, and the food that you are eating is putrefying. So I want you to imagine a manure pile on a farm where the guys go out there and they have to rake and move that manure, because what builds up underneath it is, oh yeah, noxious gas and putrefaction, because it is literally breaking down. So you can imagine if that's what's happening in your intestine. And someone said to me, well, I don't understand when they say you're pooping in your pelvis. What does that mean? You're pooping in your pelvis. So I'm going to tell you, because if you can have a visual of what it is, it will really motivate you to change how you eat. Because when we eat foods that create acidity and inflammation, and I'm talking about the nice acidity we're supposed to have in our gut, which is that 6.5 to 7 is a normal healthy gut pH, okay? And so that means that there's a good amount of bacteria, the good bacteria and acids, to break down the food you eat. Okay, so now let's say you're eating food your body can't digest. Let's say dairy, because dairy has a molecule that's 20 times bigger than the human being can actually digest or consume. And it's not your fault, ladies. We've been told for years, have your yogurt, build your calcium in your bones, drink that milk if you're nursing. And guess what? It actually leaches calcium from your bones because your body can't digest it. So it's got to bring in calcium to try to equalize the pH in your body to help encapsulate it. Well, let's say that you're eating so much of it, it doesn't know what to do, so it's going to encapsulate it as a fat cell and probably try to store it for later when it's got more fuel or gumption to be able to digest it. Now, you've got all this fat building up around your organs. You've got the food in your body not being digested, and that putrefaction grows bacteria and it grows fungus. Now, in that wonderful manure pile, what do you think grows? Well, besides worms, that's right. Now we're growing our own parasites because we've just made this amazing, delicious manure compost pile for them. And the fungus is now drilling micro holes through your intestine, which now leaks. That's right. It actually leaks excrement into the pelvic bowl. That's what we call pooping in your pelvis. So what is your uterus supposed to do? Your ovary supposed to do, and your bladder supposed to do if it's sitting in a manure pile being bombarded by this noxious gas and all this other stuff? That's right. It's going to try to do whatever it can to heal you. So it's going to suck up that calcium, and it's going to bring in some glucosamine and things that it can to encapsulate it and protect it, which is going to dehydrate the muscles in your body. That dehydration will causes what we call that beef jerky. And so the beef jerky is going to turn into what they call a fibroid. Now, these fibroids can continue to build up if you're not changing your diet or doing the things that we're going to talk about later to take your health back, or getting some Wolf non-surgical to help break up those fibroids. You're going to run off to the doctor, and the doctor's going to say, well, if you're having heavy periods and we can't get rid of your fibroids, why don't we just take your uterus out? And of course, you're like, you listen to these doctors because you believe that it really is the only option, when it isn't. It is something just as simple as taking back your health and taking massive step by educating yourself. And that's why we love doing these shows every Monday at 5 o'clock Eastern time. I'm over here on the Pacific Coast in California, so it's only 2 o'clock for me. However, it doesn't matter. Educate yourself. We want you to know that as women, powerful, delicious, vibrant, sexy, yummy women, yes, that's right, you get to feel whole and perfect and pain-free, because women, it is not normal to have cramps. It is not normal to have heavy bleeding. It is not normal to have a hot flash. It's not normal to go through menopause. It's not normal to have painful pregnancies, and it's not normal to have painful birth. We've just been fed such a bunch of crap, and I mean that. So as we're eating crap and trying to get rid of crap, we make ourselves sick. So how do we take care of our intestine? We're going to talk about that. So when you're eating food, and I mean, take gentle steps, my wonderful, loving, delicious women out there, because some women are like all or nothing. I'm just going to jump in, get rid of all the foods I've ever eaten, take all the nutraceuticals I need, and hope for the best, right? Well, I want you to know that when that happens for a lot of women, the nutraceuticals through the Doc of Detox and Braveheart Nation have a frequency way up here. Way up here. That's why they're so good for you. Okay. Not a supplement, a nutraceutical, which means it's been structured so your body can use it immediately. Now, in the meantime, it's trying to deal with trying to get rid of all the stuff that you've built up over years. And because your frequency is way down here, the gap between the two is too much, and you'll start having what we call like a flu-like symptoms. You're going to have detox reactions. And a lot of it looks like, for some women, constipation or other things, because you're not supporting yourself in other ways to get it out the poop chute. So you don't go in and take, these nutraceuticals all day long. You gradually start increasing them as you increase your diet, and you start eating more of the perfect day protocol, right? That's like 90% raw and the rest is steamed. It is a whole plant-based food diet. So we're not eating meat because that's incredibly hard to digest. And if we're trying to get the putrefaction and the inflammation out of our body and years of old poop stuck to the sides of our intestines, we're not going to add more stuff to the pile. We're going to keep it clean so that what we are eating can get through, be absorbed, and be happy. In the meantime, and by the way, and I know there are these wonderful slides out there, you want to go to pdgfree.com and download the Perfect Day Protocol or the Perfect Day Book Guide. I happen to, that's right, own one myself because I like having something in my hands. Right? I like to be able to turn the pages and be able to see. And I mean, all the answers are in there. It talks about every symptom a woman has. Anybody, men, women, you name it. Almost 99% of the planet is pooping in their pelvis, because the American diet is one of the worst diets out there. That pyramid, that pyramid, yeah. The reason it's only pointy at the top is because all the crap settles at the bottom. So I want you to turn that upside down, because what you want is the food to come in and go down and be digested and out, right? So this is what I tell people. Don't look at that food pyramid. Don't go to fast food places. If it's processed, it's dead, okay? When you think of yourself as a frequency being, and we already know that we are all light energy. Talk to Einstein, everybody else, all the scientists that came before us and said, we're just 100% pure energy. We're so magnificent that we give ourselves a physical presentation. But the truth is, when you break down a human being, we are just energy. That means as an energy being, what you put into your body matters. So think of frequency or energy when you think of fruit. Fruit has the highest frequency because it is the juiciest raw form of nutrients that we can get. Okay? But you can't live on just fruit, let's be clear. As wonderful as fruit is, you still need some fiber. So then we turn to our vegetables because vegetables are also really high in fiber. Okay? Then while you're getting your way to the perfect day protocol, you'll start doing shakes. Okay? We're not making our shakes with milk, people. I went and bought myself a milk maker machine because I want to make my own oat milk that I know is organic, and it has just oats and water and salt in it. Structured water, of course. When I tell people, or people ask me, what's the one thing I can buy first to get me started? Buy a structured water unit. The structured water unit is going to take every water that you drink. I don't care if it comes out of your tap. I don't care if you're at the airport. I don't care where you are. It's going to take that water and it's going to clean each water molecule of all the energy and anything stuck to it. So when it goes into your body, you're getting that much more hydration. You're actually getting a good water molecule. So imagine if you structured your water and you put your black diamond in it or one of your nutraceuticals, it's going to help cleanse out the body. So first, get yourself a structured water unit, okay? Don't be picking your teeth or
I've just got to crack you
I'm going to
up.
see if I got any black gold in there.
I was just doing some actions there for you. Sorry about that.
I like it.
You are a rock star. You keep going and I'll stop picking my teeth here.
So when we talk about the 3 nutraceuticals, get your structured water unit and get yourself some black gold. So black gold, there's that beautiful structured water unit. I actually have the one to the left is the shower. If you don't have the ability to get the whole house one, which then structures all the water in your house, good for you. I happen to live on a well that's gravity fed, and there's 3 lines that come into my house, so you can't just pick one and know which one to use. So I have them on all my showers, and I have the portable one that I have and I can carry around to my sinks, right? So that my water is structured. You want to get the black gold. Black gold is humic acid, and it's in a big enough form. There it is. Beautiful. Thank you, Carla. So that this will go into the intestine. So you can put it in your shakes. You can sprinkle it on your salad. I actually have mine in a pepper grinder so that I can grind it over my salads. And it isn't as big enough to be like dirt. So I get all that yummy stuff. It's going to attach to the bacteria, to the fungus, to the heavy metals, anything that's in your gut. It's going to grab it and flush it through. And in the meantime, it's going to leave all these delicious minerals so that the bacteria in your gut can get healthy. You're actually feeding your good bacteria so that now you have a place where the food that's coming through your body can be actually digested because you have enough of the good bacteria to make that happen. Okay? Then you're going to take some of the black diamond. Now, black diamond is just a finer crystal of the humic fulvic that can pass the blood-brain barrier, which means that all the wonderful things that the black gold is doing in your intestines, the black diamond's doing in your blood. So now it's getting into your blood and it's going to grab hold of heavy metals or bacteria or fungus or any kind of cells that aren't doing great. Also help those to activate, get stronger, also flush it back through your body. So there's a lot having to be eliminated from your body, right? So we're going to support that by doing the ultimate coffee enema. Not just any enema, the ultimate coffee enema. And someone goes, well, what's that? Well, we have an amazing organic green coffee. No, we're not putting caffeinated coffee like that up your behind. We are actually going to cook it in water with the black gold, right? Remember, if the black gold works going in this way, it's also going to work going in the other way. And now we have a fight for that bacteria and fungus coming in both directions. That's how you win a war. You get them from all sides. People laugh, but you know, when I started this journey 2 years ago, I did not look like this. I had an extra 40 pounds on me. I definitely had issues. Now I have no pain, completely pain free, unbelievably healthy. I don't overeat or undereat because now my body knows when I'm eating. I'm not just shoveling food in, right? But before I lose my point, let's go back to the coffee enema, right? Once you've done that and you strain it and you have to cook it, the instructions are there in the Perfect Day Guide. You're going to strain it, you're going to add some cold water, and you're going to add Tummy Love. So Tummy Love is a wonderful liquid that's going to go in and also help to rebuild the bacterial intestinal flora that's in your gut. Okay? Now, most people don't realize that when you're taking drugs or any kind of other thing like that, most of the receptors are in your gut. They're not in your brain. Everybody thinks when you're high on drugs, it's here. Why do you think when people get off drugs, they're in so much agony? It's because 90% of them are in your gut. And you're having to go through the withdrawal of what happens. And people say, well, what kind of things are you talking about? I'm talking about dairy. Dairy actually connects to the same receptors as heroin and other drugs. This is why when you eat cheese, you go, oh my God, this is so good. I had a huge cheese addiction. So getting off cheese was like going through withdrawal for me. And I had to be kind to myself. I got rid of my hard cheeses, and I never ate the moldy cheese anyway. And then I could get rid of my soft cheeses, but I was kind to myself. I went into my pantry. I took out all processed foods, my potato chips, anything that was packaged. If it's packaged, it has zero nutritional value, people. We have these things that we've been spoon-fed from our whatever out there because they want to make money on convenience. Have that energy bar. Well, the energy bar is crap. Have the, box stuff or Lunchables or any of the things that they're feeding our children. So we're starting kids younger and younger on diets that are not helping them. Kids are sicker all the time. They catch things all the time. Their immune systems are exhausted and they haven't even got out of, elementary school yet. We have the most obesity in children. And now we're looking at these little young girls who are going to become the women who are going to be making the babies that are going to, populate our planet. And a lot of them have so many issues before they even get to the period part of their lives that this is becoming a big problem for us. So it's time for moms to educate themselves, get themselves healthy so that we can pass this knowledge down to our children. Lorraine and I had an opportunity at the last pelvic restoration course in Stewart, where we had a young 13-year-old who came with her mom. And you should have seen her face light up with this knowledge. She was as shocked as her mother was at the misinformation that we've been given. And most women don't even know what's going on down there. Don't know the names of the muscles that are part of your, vaginal canal. Most women haven't got a clue. But these classes that we offer people are going to educate you so you can take your power back. Be your own greatest advocate for the things that you need to do. It's so, so, so important. So when you're doing those ultimate coffee enemas, you are supporting your body because you're doing the black gold and the black diamond, and we're cleaning up our intestines. So you're going to get rid of your bloating. You're going to get rid of the pain that happens. Like people will tell me, oh God, I eat and it's like, oh, I cramp so bad. That's because your colon is so dehydrated. Okay. So when you eat, in order for it to get it back out of your body, it's going to take whatever moisture and water it can find in order to make it good enough to get it out. So if you have diarrhea, you're very constipated. That means that instead of a nice, delicious round hole, it's getting smaller and smaller and smaller. And so your body has to create diarrhea to get as much of it out as it can. Your body is an amazing self-healing machine. It's doing everything that it can to help you. Okay, but it will shut down eventually. You'll get ulcers and other things that will happen because it can only do so much if we're not supporting it and not continuing to eat and do the same things that we've always done. So by, I guess, a standard, I always used to say you should drink 1 ounce of water for every pound of body weight that you have. Now, some people say it could be 3/4 of an ounce, but it's so much easier math for me. to just go 1 ounce. You can't have too much, right? If you're 114 pounds, you're taking 114 ounces. And this needs to be drank by 4:30, 5 o'clock, you guys, so that you're not drinking late into the evening and up all night using the bathroom, because this is another issue people tell me. And I said, it doesn't have to happen that way. First thing in the morning, drink, I would say 16 to 24 ounces of hot water. Just not like tea water where you have to sip it. I'm talking hot water, but it's like when you drink it, you can actually feel your body wake up. You can feel the organs go, ooh, it's like taking a shot of whiskey, only it's a good shot of hot water. Okay. Then I follow it by another 16 ounces about 10 minutes later of my ionic calcium, because I'm a woman. I'm going to take my ionic calcium and get my bones built back up. Okay. Now I've already had how much? I'm already at a quart. And it's not even, whatever, 8:30, 9 o'clock in the morning. So, it's not as hard as people think. You just have to start the habits that you need to do. The other important tool for a woman out there to help with the intestine and everything going on is the belly button therapy tool. Okay. Now you have one. Okay. There you go. So that belly button tool is so amazing. You should do it before you get out of bed in the morning and as you're going to sleep at night. So when we trigger, and it comes with instructions, when we trigger the entire abdominal area, we are actually triggering hormones, thank you, that actually put your body into a parasympathetic state. If we don't do that, we stay in a sympathetic state all day. That's a life, fight or flight. That's not your body in a healing state. You want to go through your day with your body doing and supporting you to do everything it can. So put it into a parasympathetic state so that you're supporting yourself throughout the day. And don't eat your food angry. If we're energy devices and you're angry, how good is that food going to be digested? It's not. If you sit down to eat and somebody's starting a bickering fight at the table, you have to take a minute or take your food somewhere else or get up and walk away and say, I'll be back in a second. Got to find my happy thought. Because I want my food to be joy. I want it to be something that my body says, yes, I absolutely want that inside of me. So we don't do it. And I don't cook my food angry either. If I've had a particularly stressful day and I'm allowing myself to be stressed because no one's putting a gun to my head and telling me to be stressed. These are old habits that come from our way we language and our stinking thinking. Okay. So I will go and do my mirror work where I look, because like I said, all of this isn't the perfect day. And we will end today doing what the mirror work is. We love ending that way. But what I'm telling myself is I love you so much, unconditionally. So I'm letting you off the hook. We can do better. I know we're better. We're already magnificent. You are phenomenal. Okay, I'm happy again. Now I go back and eat my food or prepare my meal because I'm loving myself. And everything that we do in an unconditionally loving state is going to heal us that much faster. In fact, we already have heard it our whole lives. There is no healing without feeling. Okay? I'm not talking about the addiction to your victim story. Okay? That is a negativity thing, right? I've gotten a lot of mileage out of my victim story, but you know what? We're bored. We have bored ourselves to death with our victim story, and we wonder why we're not doing something different, why our lives aren't changing. So it comes from changing how we talk to ourselves, because I guarantee you, we would never talk to other people the way we talk to ourselves. Okay? So we start by only having loving things to say to ourselves. And I mean something as simple, women, as when we, and let's face it, women have been taught to plow through, endure, just take it, and have that baby and get up and start cleaning that house and doing everything. Don't give your body a chance to heal. We have been given so much misinformation, right? That some of that misinformation about women, and women have worked really hard to get our power back from not being subservient. But it didn't mean we were supposed to be men. It didn't mean that we were not supposed to honor what it means for us to carry a child and to give birth and to allow ourselves to heal. It's about finding our voice. That's what makes a woman powerful. It's finding your voice and knowing how to speak the words that you need. And that only comes when we educate ourselves. So I'm educating myself every day. There isn't a day that goes by that I don't find one more thing to find about myself, even if it's just what Lorraine taught me, which was to only breathe through your nose. How many people realize that when you're exercising or doing anything, your mouth isn't supposed to be open? If we're breathing through our mouth, like I am now because I'm talking, we're not getting enough oxygen, and we're not exhaling long enough for that carbon dioxide exchange to happen, which is part of the parasympathetic healing. So it's super, super important. So when you're sleeping at night, women, left side is the best, and then the right side. And one of the other things I learned with breathing, even through your nose, is only one side of your nose is working at a time. So one side is doing 100% while the other's about 5%, which is why in circadian sleep rhythms, you move over every hour and a half and you flip over again while you're sleeping because one side becomes more dominant than the other. These are amazing things. So if you're a back sleeper and you snore, tape your mouth shut until you learn to do it through your nose, right? So these are the issues. Get some Wolf non-surgical on your sinuses, whatever it takes. So back to our intestines and what we can do. Once you've done those ultimate coffee enemas, now we're going to talk about the vaginal infusions. Super, super important for women. If we are taking the nutraceuticals that we need and they're going through our gut and our stomach and they're already structured, that's great. But did you know that the vaginal mucous membranes and the anus membranes are 300 times more absorptive than anything that goes through your gut? So imagine you're taking these nutraceuticals and you're putting them up your yoni, or for men or women, you can also do the anal infusions because it's going to heal that much faster, okay? We have wonderful instructions on how to do it. You can go to the Doc of Detox library, also free to everybody. So I know it can be docofdetox.library.com. There's anyway, just look it up. Go to Braveheart Nation. There's links to the library. Anytime that you're looking for these things, you can find them. So these infusions, which are going to have the most amazing nutraceuticals, which you're going to put into the vaginal canal or the anal, will help to heal that much faster. Especially if you've got inflammation in your pelvis, especially if you have cysts or fibroids or any kind of heavy periods or anything that's going on, okay? One of the other things when we do the pelvic restoration courses is we're going to teach you how to take back any kind of bladder incontinence so that you can learn the exercises that you need to do. If you're having any kind of painful intercourse, and I hear it more and more and more from women who have gone through menopause and they're like, I don't know what's happened. I've dried up down there. No, you haven't. You haven't dried up. It's your body because you're pooping in your pelvis, taking the moisture away wherever it can find it. But we're going to teach you how to put it back. And doing these infusions is also going to help to hydrate. We're going to teach you exercises because a lot of women have what we call vaginismus, which means that the opening of the muscles get tighter and tighter and tighter, like anything else that loses moisture, okay? So we have to learn to stretch those muscles again. No different than if your shoulder hurts or your neck needs stretching or a leg or anything. We have to know that that's still a muscle down there. We still have to honor it, stretch it, help it, right? So when we do these pelvic restoration courses, and I know that the next one is going to be in Ixtapa, and it's going to be the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd of November. And then I know that I want to say it's going back to, see, there it is. We're not having the one in Coffs Harbour, but we are doing the one in Ixtapa. And then if you go to braveheartnation.com, you can see the 2025 is already up, which will tell you where we're doing the courses again. They will be back in Ixtapa. There you go in January. Then we have Calgary, Canada, back to Ixtapa, then Florida, then back to Mexico. Now, I will be at all those pelvic restoration courses teaching it with Lorraine. So I am passionate about it. I've had women come to me and say, if we can get 10 or 15 people here in California, will you guys have a course here? Absolutely. We will absolutely put it on Braveheart Nation and make it available for people to sign up, pay for it, and make that course happen. So we can come to you. We will celebrate you and make this happen. You just have to let us know, because I know some people have a whole bunch of group of friends. You want everyone you know to be able to take this course. It is so valuable. Lorraine and I are working on an online course that we can put together for those who can't, but that's not going to be right away. So while you're waiting, don't wait, okay? Come, do whatever it takes. Take the best vacation you ever went to, because now they have a healing retreat center in Ixtapa, Zewatanega, and I think it put it back up for me, Carla. I'm pretty sure it's DOD5star.com, where you can go and you can get all kinds of services yourself. So they are going to offer the classes down there, as you just saw. They'll have the ultimate healing experiences. You can come and do your own treatments. This is where you come for a vacation, women. Come down, bring your family. While you're taking a 3-day class and you're going to see them every evening, they can do whatever they want on the beach, or take a hike through the forest, or do any of the amazing things that are available there, while you are having the most healing, wonderful vacation of your life, because it's going to change everything. It's going to change how you get up in the morning, how you walk through life, be pain-free, bring back your va-va-voom, okay, at any age, okay? You are not a dried up husk of a woman. You do not have to be a wise old elder. You are not a crone in the sense that we call crones. You are still vibrant and luscious, and you can stay, I don't care, 150, you can still be vibrant and luscious if we're taking care of our bodies. The human body was actually meant to live way longer than we are living today. Easily past 200 years. They've actually shown where people have lived that long, because back then, when you actually ate food, there was no such thing as organic or inorganic. Everything was organic, and the nutrients in our soil was amazing. But we don't live in that world anymore. We live in a world where even organic food, 10 minutes, I know. So here we are talking about Zewatanega. So go down there, get your personal treatments, do a water fast, do a juice fast. Just come down and get some Wolf Non-Surgical and Telsonic. They have every healing energy device you can imagine there. So come and create your own wonderful healing experience. Okay, there it is, DOD5star.com. And you know, Dr. Sage Wolf does his own personal treatments. Yes, he does. So you can get a hold of him anywhere, and he comes to you, and you want that elbow on you. You want to be taught by him. He's amazing. I have the most fun when I go take courses with Sage, and I will be starting to assist him starting January. So I will be able to get my, master training, because I really think I'd be awesome at it. I want to do personal trainings and get people educated. Okay. You can tell I'm passionate about all this stuff. All right. So is there anything that you wanted to add to this, Sandra, your own personal experience?
Oh gosh, love, you've kind of got her covered. You are absolutely amazing. Next time you just say, hey, I've got the whole show all of my own, girl. Don't worry about me. I was thinking you were needed just to take a breath there for a minute, but I just simply wanted to highlight on some of the things, because everyone's got their own take, and you said some very interesting things. We need to find our own voice. And then just a few minutes before that, you said, hey, if you're at the table, someone wants to bring up something negative, you will just, hey, you know what? I just need to go grab something that's positive, or maybe you wouldn't even use the word positive, right? So there's the example. We don't need, because Dr. Dara Wolf teaches this, we don't need to become people's terrorists. We can give them new information and say, hey, do you want to pick this up? Does this make sense to you? And so I really love that. We can find our own voice, but we don't have to turn into a terrorist at the same time. So does that all make sense with everybody? We're going to find our own voice, and we're going to find a way to exit out of negative situations, because we do not want that food going in and simply putrefying and causing that pooping in the pelvis to happen, which is then going to ruin our female energy and ruin everything else. So Cheryl, I just applaud you. I think you're fabulous. I think you are going to be a fabulous teacher, and absolutely you are going to be a fabulous master trainer. You barely even took a breath. Everything was expressed in a very easy format. And so, yeah, I think I'd love to come and take the pelvic course again, just to get to know you better.
Oh, I would love that. And you're absolutely right. One of the things that I teach people when you're finding your voice is use I statements. Nobody made you feel anything, and nobody did anything to you. Okay, these were all learning experiences in your life. And so I always say, I need to go find my happy thought.
I'm with you. I'm with you.
Right?
So fabulous.
Okay.
Yes.
So getting back to pelvic restoration courses, everybody needs to come. All right. And then we know that part of educating ourselves is doing our own research. Go to the DACA Detox Library. Start reading the information. The Highway to Health. Okay. That's an amazing, amazing book. She's got all of them right there. You want to know about the gut-brain connection.
Grab your gut-brain connection from the store, and this is going to get, well, it's not going to show up very well. I'm going to put
I know, because when you have those virtual backgrounds, it does weird things to everything you try to put in front of the camera. Right?
We've got lots of resources. That's what I'm basically trying to show you, is we've got lots of resources.
Yes, we do. I Am Woman is one of the most powerful books and a little video that you can watch, because I am woman. Yes, you are. You are strong. You are powerful. You are amazing. You are already whole and perfect. We do not live in a society that has really honored women. Okay. And now, instead of helping women educate themselves to be on better diets, they just make the mannequins bigger. They turned a size 4 into a size 6. And now they're trying to say big is beautiful. Big is not beautiful if it's causing pain and heartache inside your body, right? It isn't that you need to be big and convince yourself that it's okay when you can't hardly get up in the morning or put your feet down without pain, okay? I'm telling you, you can be what size is good, right for you, but do it in a pain-free, healthy, amazing way, right? Because when we wake up happy and full of joy in our space, we will pass it forward. There is nothing that we can't do, because when you're unconditionally loving yourself, there are no negative thoughts. How I drive in my car is completely different now. When someone's in a hurry or cuts me off, I go, whew, blessings, I hope you make it in time. Let me move out of the way for you, right? Instead of going, well, I used to be angry, there'd be all this energy, and now I can't find that anymore. But it takes practice. And that means that when you hear yourself say something negative, walking into your kitchen going, oh, you silly, stupid thing, how could you forget that? You go, oh, cancel clear, do over. Oh, you amazing thing. I'm so glad you finally remembered.
Yeah. And that's because we've been given so much information to say, criticize, criticize, criticize all the time. And then I think there's a little warped thing that happens in our subconscious brain is when we actually choose to allow someone to disrespect us. So then I think the word shame slips in there. And as soon as we get everything wrapped into shame, we're screwed, right? And that's so I think that's kind of where the big is beautiful came in, right? Let's get you feeling good about yourself so that then now you can take action and do something about it. Because you're right. Unfortunately, the bigness is just going to bring about pooping in the pelvis and on that events that's going to ruin your female energy. It's going to play havoc with everything down under. Okay, love. Well, let's.
And here's the thing: if you want to fly, you have to first love yourself. There you go. First, love yourself, because we are stronger together. And when we are in that place of self-love, and women get together, there is nothing more powerful, right? And so we like to end the session with the Brave Heart Oath, which I know Carla's going to put up for us, and then we're going to say that. And thank you so much for joining us. Any questions you have, we will check later. For some people that might not see this right now, we will answer all your questions. You matter, your questions matter, and we know you matter. You matter to us. All right? You got that Brave Heart Oath for us? Yeah, well, your question's better. There you go. So, I am love. I am healed. I am brave heart. Today and every day, from the moment I rise until I gently close my eyes, I will always trust, honor, respect, protect, forgive, and totally love myself first and foremost, before anyone else or anything else, so help me God. Because I am. I can. I am love. I am healed. I am Braveheart. Three, two, one. We've got this. Thank you, Sandy, for joining me today.
You're welcome. Take care, my dear.
Bye.